Hi YouTube, I'm Dipface Billy, but my real name's Billy. And I felt like I should do a video of a disability I've got, just to raise awareness of it and what it actually is, because most people don't know. Most people have never heard of it, and when I tell them, they're like, "What are you on about?" They just think I'm like from another planet or something, and I'm just like, nah. So like when I explain it to people, just half of them are still like, okay, so what does that mean? What do you have to do? You know, are you gonna die soon? Stuff like that. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna die soon. Maybe in the next 10-15 years, perhaps, yeah. Yeah. I'm 16 at the moment, and I'm going to be 17 September next month. And I in myself am healthy. I don't go into hospital often. I have the checkups every 6 to 8 weeks, which every cystic fibrosis has. I am in myself a healthy cystic fibrosis person, touch wood. So yeah, but I thought I'd just show you all and tell you all what we have to do. So this is my physio bag. I keep it in an England bag because it's so little and because I'm so cool. Okay, right. I have to do 2 puffs of this, the Ventolin, the blue inhaler, which most asthmatics, if you've got asthma, most asthmatics have, with a spacer, but half of the time I don't use the spacer because I just prefer this. I have 2 puffs of that before my physio, and I have 2 puffs of this orange one, Bixicide, after. Again with the spacer, supposed to. And this is my physio, right? It's only a little thing. I've gone from having a big mat, which is about half the size of a single bed and the width of a single bed, which my mum used to pat my back and chest on when I was little. That was about 4 and 5. Then I had a mask, and I had that for years on end. But now I've recently been given this one, which is called the Flutter, and it's just a little ball inside. Oh dear God, there was a little ball inside. So basically, this is a little ball inside, and it just pops in there like that. And you blow into this here, and it vibrates your chest to help move the mucus on your lungs, because our lungs are full of so much more mucus than a normal person's lungs. So there's my physio. I have to do that twice a day, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, depending on how ill I am. These are my nebulizer substances that I have to mix together and put in this little tub. This is my nebulizer. This is called the iNeb. I did just have a massive white box, which was a nebulizer, and then it moved to a little blue box. But now it's just this little tiny thing, and there was actually an even smaller one than this. This is extremely handy. I was one of the first people in the UK to have this iNeb, to have an iNeb. They cost between £1,000 to £1,500. So obviously not every cystic fibrosis can have one, because that's a lot of funding, and the government aren't even paying for cystic fibrosis funding. When we're 18, we have to pay for our prescriptions, which I think is diabolically wrong, because these antibiotics, these creon, these medicines, they keep us alive, and without them and having to pay for them is just an absolute joke. And I hate Gordon Brown, because apparently, my mum said he's got a child who's got cystic fibrosis as well, so he should raise so much awareness about cystic fibrosis, just because he's the Prime Minister and he's got loads of money and he can afford it for his child. That's not the point. There are loads of us out here in the UK, and we can't afford to pay for that, for everything. And so yeah, there is another physio. It's a vest, and you just strap it on, and you put 2 tubes into it, and it vibrates you. It vibrates, and you do that for 20 minutes. That is, I'd love that. I'd love a cystic fibrosis vest. But again, they are between £1,500 to £2,000, and that's just unaffordable. No way could every CF person in the UK have one of those. Never, 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 never. So yeah, these are my creon, which I have to take with everything I eat. Creon 25,000. I'll show you them. They are just little capsules like this, but obviously there are a lot of people that can't swallow tablets. I'm used to taking tablets, so I can take any tablets basically. I have to take those with everything I eat, with a chocolate bar, like a little Freddo or a fudge, or just a little chocolate about this big. I have to take a creon with, because it's fatty. Every fatty food I have to have, every fatty food I eat, I have to take creon with. Jelly sweets like Haribos and Tangfastics and jelly beans and worms, I don't have to take tablets with, so I tend to eat those a lot. Our diet has got to be very fatty. We've got to eat lots of fatty food. We've got to keep our diet up. I will tell you something now, and I every time I eat, I think it. Cystic fibrosis people will never get fat. I know someone who's about 13. He's about 11 stone, and he thinks he's an Oompa Loompa. He thinks he's extremely fat. 11 stone isn't fat at all. There's loads of people in the UK that are 11 stone and look beautiful. They've got a lovely figure and everything. But cystic fibrosis people would never get fat. So every time you're eating, just think that in your head. That's what I think. So I love it. I do. It's all good. These are a few of antibiotics I have to take. At the moment, I'm on this one called chlorophymical, which is a very even smaller capsule. Capsule. Let me say that word properly. I have to take 8 of those a day. 4 times a day, 2 at a time. I also have a liver infection, which is called scarring of the liver, and I have to take these. I have to take 2 of these a day, which are nicknamed Ursa, but I can never pronounce the real name properly. It's something called ursidoxycloxy acid or something like that. I can never say the name properly, so I'm extremely sorry if I've misled any of you with that name then. These are some vitamins I have to take. These are vitamins A and D. I don't know if you can see those properly, but they're vitamins A and D. I have to take 2 of those a day. These are my vitamin E. They're a little bit bigger, but I only have to take 1 of those a day, because when our cystic fibrosis goes to the toilet, our vitamins go out with it, so we have to keep these. We have to put these into our system and help keep the vitamins and the iron, everything in our system that our body needs. So yeah, that's really it basically. That probably doesn't even seem a lot to most people, but to a CF every day it's like a mountain to climb. I hate cystic fibrosis, and I'd love for a cure to be found, but I believe the cure will be found when I'm long gone. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to find a cure next week. I'd love a cure to be found right now while I'm saying this, but it's not going to happen. So the best I can do is live with it the best I can, deal with it in my own way, and keep my head up basically. And that goes for every other cystic fibrosis out there. I know it's a struggle and it can be tough, and I'm not gonna lie, I do cry a lot about having it, because it's just so it's horrible. It's one of the worst things to have. And as you can tell by my chest at the moment, it's not very good. So yeah, I just want to say to if anyone else out there watching CF, anyone out there who's watching this and has CF or knows someone that has CF, I just hope I've raised a bit of awareness and you understand. I understand what you're all going through. I know, I hate it myself. I want to go in the police when I'm older, and because of my cystic fibrosis I might not be able to go in there, and if I can't get in the police, it'll break my heart. I don't know what I'll do. But yeah, I just, you know, you're not alone. There's loads of us out there. If any of you need to like talk or anything or ask any questions, I will put my Facebook link in the bottom down here. Or obviously just email me. I don't tend to use the inbox and stuff on here because it's just YouTube. You just use it to watch videos on. But yeah, I just thanks for watching my video, and like I said, if you have any questions or anything, just Facebook me. Thank you.